It's Wendy Bowen, physiotherapist with Know Your Body Better. I wanted to talk today a little bit about Iliotibial Band Syndrome. And what the iliotibial band is, it's a ligament that runs down the side, actually it's tendon that runs down the side of the leg here. It's a very, very thick band. I equate it to duct tape down the side of the leg. And when people have iliotibial band syndrome, the pain that they usually will feel is a very sharp pain on the outer part of their knee, often when they're walking downhill or running. So the iliotibial band, as I said, it's a tendinous, really thick structure, but we have muscles that are around and attached to it fascially. The lateral quadricep muscle in through here is a very important muscle when you're looking at iliotibial band syndromes. The tensor fascia lata, which comes off the front of the pelvis bone down here, is another big muscle. And then your glute muscles in here also have attachments to that band. So it's often the problem with the muscles, not necessarily always the band. So there's a couple of things we want to look at. One, where are you tight and how to loosen it? Two, where are you weak and how to strengthen it? So with the loosening off, we use a foam roller, a rolling bar, your ball, and some certain stretches. So we'll show the foam roller in a bit, but for people who may have seen this, you can take a rolling pin, roll your own quadricep muscle out. You can do this when you're sitting watching TV or doing something where you can have hands free. So there's no reason not to do this. It's usually a little bit uncomfortable, but you want to roll for at least maybe 5 minutes while you're doing that. Remember the ball on the wall. So we can take these balls, go over on the wall, put your hip against the wall. We'll take her here, find the muscles that are tight, lean into them and roll. So you're going to find those tight muscles. They might actually give you the pain right down the back of the leg, much like you'll get with sciatic pain. And again, you want to find those spots, hold them, make it ache. The pain will dissipate. Stretching the quadricep muscles. Take your leg, put it on the chair, bring your feet together. You'll feel that stretch down this outer side. With your legs out here, you're not going to get as much stretch. So pull the legs together. You can also do the quad stretch this way and get that stretch. And I'll show you one more that I really like. If you lie down on your back here, I like to cross this one leg over and bring it down. So that's getting the outer part of my leg. A lot of people will also do this stretch where they cross the one leg out in front, leg that's sore in behind, and lean. I don't get as much stretch on that as I do with the quad stretching exercises that I'll do. So we want to look at rolling out using one of these foam rollers. You can buy a full one or a half one. You take the foam roller down the side. This is why I like using the rolling pin, because this one's a little bit more awkward. But what you're going to do is just roll up and down that IT band, quadricep. Turn a little bit more to the front. You're going to get more of the front of the quad. A little bit more of the back. You're going to get the back of the quad. And again, you can do this while you're watching a movie. Roll it out. Usually it's quite uncomfortable, but you do about, again, I go 3 to 5 minutes if you can tolerate it. But if not, start at a minute. So in terms of strengthening, the glute muscles are the ones I'm usually working at, because the quads are usually actually really quite strong. They're actually more tight than not. So what we'll do here, I'm going to work on this one here. I like doing the side plank exercise, but if you're not that strong, you can start with a half side plank where you're lifting up like this. Your body's perfectly straight. Now this is working my bottom hip muscle. Now if I want to work the top one, now I can lift up. So now I'm working both. If your hip is dropping down, you know you're weak. Now this might be hard if you have shoulder issues, so we'll show you another version of this. But this is one you can do and try 10 reps, work that. The other one, if you want to work on strengthening the glute muscles, remember I like the bridging exercise. Just lie on your back, bridge up. You want to make it harder, so we want to work on this side. Now I'm going to lift the one leg up and then lower down. So you can do one-legged bridging to work the glute muscles. Then we're going to go show you one over at the door using a band next. So here I've got my therapy band. You can use your yellow, red, green, blue. This is a blue one. Now I actually do a couple knots in the ends, throw it in a doorway, pull it shut. I'm just shortening it up to make it a little tougher on myself. Now, if you're standing with your hip square and you stand on one leg and your hip drops out, we know you've got weakness in that glute muscle there. And so that might be harder because you need to be able to stand keeping that glute hip from dropping out. And a lot of times that will put the strain on this outer part of the leg, creating iliotibial band pain. So if you run like that over and over, you walk like this with that wiggle, that's going to create problems at the iliotibial band as well as your trochanter area. And we talked about trochanteric bursitis in another video. So this is another exercise. If you can't do, that one lying down on the bed, stand on one leg. So now I'm strengthening this one and I just pull back. Do a straight arm pull back. And now I'm working on stability. I can feel that working my glute muscles and my hamstrings and even the outer quad a little bit. So you can do that pull. You can even stand on the other leg and do a bit of a pull across here. So again, now I'm strengthening the muscles around my hip. And remember, there was one more that we showed you in a Facebook video. You take your band, tie it around your legs, feet together when you tie it. Give it a good tie. I've got enough for a bow here. Okay, and now I'm going to do that sideways walk. So this is called your monster walk. So just a little sideways walk here. You can do it straight up, or you can do a little bit of a bend in your knees. So remember, for iliotibial band pain down the side of the leg into the knee, it might be coming from weakness of the hip gluteal muscles, too much tightness in the tensor fascia lata, the quad, and the glute muscles. So you want to release the tight muscles and strengthen the weak muscles. So it's Wendy Bowen with Know Your Body Better. Thank you.